To proceed with our webinar agenda, we will have a discussion about exploring the importance of e-commerce excellence and its impact, unleashing untapped potential in e-commerce, navigating business performance acceleration, Q&A session with our resource speaker, engage directly with the expert and seek valuable insight. In a rapidly evolving digital landscape, staying ahead of the curve is not merely an option, it's a necessity. This webinar has been tailored to provide you with unparalleled expertise and transformative knowledge, empowering you to unlock the untapped potential within the realm of business and e-commerce. Let's kick off our discussion with insights from our esteemed resource speaker, Mr. Albert Dolor, the COO of SOMAGO Philippines, Vice President of Philippine Ecom United Association, the founder and CEO of Gopal MediaPro Inc., and Executive Advisor of St. Therese Institute of Arts and Science. Mr. Albert Dolor brings a wealth of experience and expertise in various fields, promising an enlightening session. Mr. Albert Dolor, the virtual stage is yours.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? How's everyone? Hello? All right, I can see that we have 15 in the Zoom at the moment. So thank you very much for your time, for joining us today. I know it's end of the year. We just had this Christmas, and before that, Merry Christmas to everyone. And advance Happy New Year. So I know this business discussion about branding is a bit early for 2024, but it would be nice, diba, to position our businesses for next year. Serious business owners, entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs knows this, that if you are ahead of the game, ahead of the competition, then it would be a lot of advantage for you. So that means it will also compensate, of course, the profit as well. Diba? Yung market share mo will increase if you have some tools, if you have some knowledge to use or to utilize along the way. Especially 2024, Year of the Dragon, what they're saying, experts are saying that it would be an abundance and a prosper 2024. So that's what it's saying. So if you can see in our screen at the moment, are you guys able to see my screen? Can you message the chat box, just write in what you can see in the message. Who's that guy? Anyone knows? If you know this guy, you may get this one of his latest phone. No, just kidding. Oh, Mr. Rupert Consumption, shout out. Yes, that is correct. He is the founder of Apple. I can see, very brilliant. I really love his background when it comes to branding. This guy's turned his idea into magnificent brand, one of the greatest brand in the 20th century. Of course, they're still, I'm not sure if they already reached trillion, but they are billionaires already, $1 billion company, right? So they cannot compete. It's just very difficult to compete with Apple at the moment. So anyways, before we go with this major brands in the world, I'd like to know what your business is about. Can you let's go and shout out to our to one another at the moment. Can you put in the screen your business name, because we're talking about branding, diba? So why not share our brands, the business name that you have, why you come up with that name? Can you share your business name in the chat box, please? So mine is this. Let me chat. Gopal. Naan ko na. Right. So that's one is for me. PayPal, diba? PayPal, it's a payment gateway, diba? For any transactions online. So it was founded by Elon Musk, who owns Tesla. at the moment. Oh, there's Little Sunny's Kids Toys. All right, that's nice. Little Sunny's very, very catchy. Anyone who would like to add any business that you would like to? Oh, there's another one from Mr. Rupert, RTC Tech Comp. All right, shout out to that. Where's RTC from, Mr. Rupert? Initials from my name. All right, perfect. That's a good branding. So you see that? It's easy to remember, So, okay, let's go ahead with our discussion today, So we're talking about branding, brand brilliance. So what does it mean? So before that, I'd like to welcome everybody. Can you see my screen? Is it moving ba? Is it good? Moving? No? Hold on, let me just share. I guess the technical team is sending me message that it's not moving. Let me check that on my end. If that's the case, give me a few seconds to reshare my screen. Okay, we still have some time to share your business name. Also promote, diba? This is your best chance to promote your businesses. You can take advantage of it. So we can shout out your business, what the products are you are selling, the business name. Drop it in the comment below and we'll shout it out. Okay, is it moving now? Okay, I guess it's working. Oh, there's another comment. Yeah. Yes, shot. Okay, I think that's updated. Right, so welcome everyone to the journey of achieving brilliant branding. So the concept lang naman ito is what are the simplest ways that can be impactful, the strategies that we can use. Like for example, on this on your right hand side, diba? TCL, diba? They use Catherine Bernardo as an endorser of their brand, and then they're selling the products, home appliances, diba? It's very strategic. Imagine how many followers does Miss Catherine Bernardo has, diba? If they showed up to the TV commercial, to billboards along EDSA, then it's very impactful. Right, so let's go ahead and understand first what is branding, right? So branding, what they're normally saying is that it's a logo daw, no? Yeah, in one sense, yes. It's also could be the product daw. It's also they're saying it's the promise of the brand. Like TCL here, TCL is saying they are inspiring greatness together with Miss Catherine, diba? It's also the impressions that you would like to have on their audience. So what is branding, no? So branding is actually the result daw. Ito it came from the Future. If you are following the Future online, they are very a big brand marketing agency in the US. So what they said, branding is not actually the logo lang. Di lang daw siya yung product mo or services, but it's also the overall reputation of your product, service, or company. It's in the heads and hearts of your audience. So imagine, bigat pala nun, no? So, paano natin gagawin yun, no? And there's so many things to do that. There's a lot of work to do that. That's why we came up with this webinar with the title of Brand Brilliance, Simple Strategies for Lasting Impact. Diba? So we try to consolidate all the important pointers, and that's our agenda today. So we got the branding identity, understanding our audiences, how to craft the messaging, how can we emphasize on brand experiences, of course utilizing the visual appeal. If you notice here, the Jollibee, this is in Broadway, in the US. They took over the Broadway, no? And imagine how they are promoting the business. This is a Philippine brand company, no? But they are taking over the worldwide stage. That's the power of branding. You know? So, with this, if you see, Chicken Joy, diba? It's not just simple branding elements, but they are also creating emotional connection. Look at that billboard. Look at this on the other side as well, diba? It's very powerful. So, that way they can engage authentic communication. They're very consistent, and because of that, they can gather more and more loyal customers. Right? So later on, we will check on that as well with the case study of Apple Inc. Mr. Rupert mentioned that in the comment earlier. So we will take a look on that, on how they use branding, to become one of the most powerful companies in the world at the moment. And at this part, we will also add our conclusion. Right, so let's move on and start with number 1, how we are going to define the brand identity. So what is that? What are you talking about, Mr. Albert Dolor? Right, so number 1, we have to articulate our brand's mission, values, and USP. Ito yung tawag nating unique selling proposition. And then, again, like what we mentioned earlier, there is a visual identity. We would like to create a memorable visual, like for example, again, the logo, the color scheme, the pattern, the design elements, and of course, ensuring its consistency across all touch points. Right, so let's go ahead and have some sample. If you notice here on the picture, Nike, di ba? Their mission is very straightforward. Anyone who knows their tagline, can you comment in the chat box, please? Oh, shout out to Mark Levy. His business name is AL Closet. Is that right? Or Al Closet. So, anyone who knows the tagline of Nike? That one... No, not one. 3 words. Oh, right. Just do it, di ba? Just do it, di ba? You know it. It's very awesome. That's the power of it. So when you think of just do it tagline, you know it already, it's Nike. And you know what's their mission? That is to inspire and innovate for every athlete globally. So they would like you to feel that you are an athlete when you wear the products. When you wear the shoes, you would feel already that you are part of their community, the community of athletes, di ba? And because of that, they try to innovate pa. They constantly pushing forward, for when it comes to sportswear design, their shoes, their technology. They also commit to, it's very, buzzword yung eco-friendly practices and responsible sourcing. Yung mga ganyan na tayo ngayon. And yung empowerment. It's okay, Mr. Azam. Thank you for joining us. We're just getting started. So we're talking about the branding. Thank you for joining. So, that's the values that they're saying. Nike is saying that the values that they are trying to add in the world is that they are embracing diversity. They're trying to empower individuals of all backgrounds. Diba? Imagine you were being a part of that community, part of that brand, So that would tell a lot of stories, validation, di ba? So what is their unique selling proposition, sir? So their proposition is very cutting edge. The gear, di ba? It's very optimal. Yung athletic performance ng kanilang mga sapatos, ng kanilang mga dry fit pa sila. Diba? And then yung endorsements nila, nakita nyo naman, meron silang LeBron James, meron pa silang, sino pa ba? Meron silang mga aspirational connections, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, diba? Who doesn't know these big iconic people? As I mentioned, iconic branding. They are globally recognized. Imagine that logo, di ba? The swoosh, they call it swoosh logo, symbolizes quality and excellence. So these are the USPs that they are giving, no, or they're offering to the world. So dun pa lang sa define your brand identity, parang sobrang chunky na nung Nike, di ba? Very advanced na agad sila pagdating dun. So, paano, what's in it for us? How we are going to apply this with our situation as a simple business owner? Is it as a startup business owner? I'm just selling peanut butter. I'm just selling banana cheese. Is this important? Of course it is, diba? Because in a very competitive marketplace, diba? Especially in the era of technology, the era of information, it's very saturated. So without having your own brand identity, it would be difficult for you to step into the market, to push your products or services into the market. So it's very important that you are using these pointers, no? So again, sir, is it ano ba? Important ba? Kailangan ko na bang magkaroon ng brand? Yun nga, bago lang naman ako kasi with SOMAGO Philippines, we're working with so many MSMEs in the Philippines. Last time we had this meeting or conversation with the Department of Trade and Industry of the Philippines. They mentioned we have 1.8 million MSMEs across the country, but most of the businesses, the local business that we have, are not taking advantage of branding. But the advantage that we have is that we have a lot of good products. So imagine that we have good products, we have good services, but we don't know how make it powerful. We don't know how to position it, diba? But on the other side, look at China, diba? They have simple products, but they are selling it too much. They are the ones who are making this Apple. I saw a video last time, and used to work for the product development of Apple in China. They said the iPhone is just. Do you know how much it costs to make an iPhone? Anyone who would like to guess? Can you chat in the box? How much is iPhone right now? 80,000, 70,000, 50,000, right? But they were saying it's only $10 to build an iPhone in China. But because of branding, they build the reputation of premium, luxury, diba? Elegant, innovation. Now they put the price. So, would you consider your business to compete with the price or compete with the brand? Which one do you think is the best option? Okay, so if you compete with the price, look at in e-commerce platform right now. If you search for, like, we have one answer here coming from Miss Nerlene Joy. Thank you so much for that. Yes, it would be an advantage to compete with the brand. Look at what I mentioned earlier. What Apple did. I'm not sure if that is the case, but I'm not sure if it's $10, wholesale price. But China, they can build it for the price that you like, provided that you would order in so many part orders, tons orders. And in case of Apple, they are selling their products all over the world, right? So going again with the question, would you compete in the market using a brand, or would you compete with the price? Diba? Again, going back, look at in the e-commerce platform or in any marketplace. Go to Facebook, search for anything that you like. Or let's just say, since nasa phone na tayo, iPhone case. If you look for iPhone case online, you can buy at least 10 pesos, 20 pesos, 30 pesos. That's the truth. You can buy it online, 30 pesos. Pero if you put it on a brand, let's say, you can sell it 3 times, diba? That's how powerful it is. So, now, moving on with our audience, we have to tailor it with the market that we are trying to penetrate. So, it's very important that we have our market insights that will guide our decisions. Of course, this will help us stay into the trend, ahead of the trend, and competition. Because once we understand this, no, yung buyer persona, sino ba yung binibenta natin? Katulad, pabalik ulit tayo kay Nike. Ang binibentahan daw nila is mga athletes. Yung community nila is about athletes. So pag sinuot ko to, feeling ko athletes na din ako. So, ganun ka lakas yung buyer persona natin. What they are saying, di ba? If we don't have a target market, then you don't have a market. Di ba? Which is very true again. Kasi, imagine you are selling to wide, broad audience and you don't know where you're selling to. That means you don't know your product and service. You don't know who you're selling to. So, it's very important that we craft the detailed buyer persona, ensuring our understanding of the customer's needs. What I know pa nga from Apple, they do it in reverse. They understand first the problem of their customers, their consumers, and then they go reverse. That's how they created their products. So, for example, in iPhone, di ba? Nahihirapan yung mga tao back then. Nahihirapan yung mga tao na gamitin yung laptop, gamitin yung desktop, kasi syempre, because of the digitalization, which is totoo din. Now, Apple decided that, okay, gagawa kami ng product na ganito, pero sobrang daling gamitin. It's slick, it's elegant, very simple, hindi katulad ng Microsoft or ng Windows, ang dami mong kailangan pindutin. Ito, simple lang. See? That's how they position their brand. Again, using the brand again. They tailored it. They resonated with their audience and created a meaningful connections that can relate to their customers. That's how understanding the brand or the audience as well. So let's move again. Dito naman tayo, balik tayo sa Pilipinas. Look at this billboard. This is around Guadalupe. Anyone who saw this? Love all kinds of love. Ang galing ng ginawa ni Mr. Ben Chandita, the founder of Bench. No, if you see here in the sample, no, it's very clear and concise brand message. They're not saying na maganda tong jacket na to, makapal siya, pwede mo siyang suotin sa ganitong blazer na to, pwede to pang date. Hindi ganun, no? They're saying that this is about love and all kinds of love. So when you are thinking about your loved ones, or when you are thinking about going with friends, or you have a family gathering, anything that is something related to celebrations or something to somehow relates to your emotional activities, then you would think of Bench because sa daanan ko siya sa Guadalupe, parang gandang building. So, yun nga, nag-resonate with audience and it communicates the product, diba? Or services. Or may mag-message dito si Nix, it's emotional connection. Tama. Go. So, going to the next slide, this is about how we utilize the visual appeal. So, imagine, meron tayong brand identity. Kilala na natin kung sino yung bebentahan natin. And then, meron na tayong idea kung anong message ko, paano ko ba ibebenta to. Diba? Kasi, to be honest, we don't want to sell something. We would like them to know the value that we are adding to them. That's why, look at this. The brand Brilliance of Philippine Airlines. Flying forward. Diba? So what does it mean? Diba? Lahat naman ng aeroplano flying forward, diba? But they are investing into high quality visual elements to represent their brand in a very professional photography and design. So, pag ganito yung, I'm not saying na kailangan natin yung level ng business natin, kailangan dapat nandun yung very high quality HD na photos. Kung ano lang meron tayo, okay na yun. But we have to try to make it decent, make it HD as long as possible. There's a lot of free photos online at the moment that you can use and utilize. Canva, one of that, if you would use it. There's a lot of free photos there, free editing tool that you can also take advantage, because this will give your brand image, and it will also create an engaging and shareable content to your audience. Okay, so like what Miss Nix mentioned, building an emotional connections, right? Because here we're trying to develop stories. We don't want to be robotic all the time. We want something that can connect with our customers, with our clients emotionally. Because with this, we're trying to go to their human side, showcasing our values, the community that, like for example, I mentioned earlier again with Nike. But comes to this, no, si Globe naman, atin ang mundo. Diba? As a Filipino, there's a lot of OFW. Diba? And then we also have this internet at home, that if you find out that your connection is not working when you get home, you will freak out. Diba? So, ang galing ng ginagawa ng Globe with their advertisement. They're saying that they are very reliable connection, which is, I'm not sure, okay, because there's a lot of differences when it comes to internet providers. But look at that. The family is very happy with their service. They're at home. They have the cat. Who doesn't like the cat? Diba? So, dun pa lang, pagkita mo pa lang ng visual nila, alam mo na it's a nice photo. You can feel some connection, and again, you will recognize the brand. Alright? So, going to engage in authentic communication. This is authenticity. Because when you are authentic, you can build trust. This is one of the biggest and one of the pioneer in the entrepreneurial industry sector. This was funded by Mr. or Dr. Cecilio Pedro, the owner of Happy Toothpaste. This is very local, Happy Toothpaste. No? Ang pagkakalam ko, isa na lang yung natitirang toothpaste na local. Right? So, look at this communication. Gaano kasulit ang toothpaste mo. Diba? Para sa tulad yung long-lasting, may toothpaste na long-lasting. Diba? Nakakatuwa siyang tingnan. But the brand recall is also right there. You can engage through social media with this, and then get your customer feedback as well. Share it on your channels, and then showcase also the human side of your brand. All right. So look at what we are doing here in all of our channels. This is about consistency. Right? We have to make sure that we are consistent with our branding across all of our platforms, online and offline. We have to make sure that we regularly review it and update our strategy to adapt to the market change, because there's no one size fits all. We have to adapt to what the current trend and be progressive along the way. So on the top part, this is our social media content. Then here, some of our events and interviews and some promotions. So you would notice that it's already SOMAGO agad siya because of the color palette and the combinations. So if you take a look at it, you already know that this is about e-commerce. This is about products coming from the local sector of the Philippines, right? So again, how can I apply this to my business? We're not saying na you have to be this colorful, you have to put a lot of promotions and this. No, it's not like that. You can be the simplest branding that you can do. the most important is that you have to create your brand positioning, your branding, the strategy, then walk your way up and be progressive. All right. Next, this one is Goldilocks, another one of the favorites. So Goldilocks, look at that. It's very simple, very trendy, but you can catch it, diba? So for that, measure and adapt. Okay. So as I mentioned, there's no one size fits all. We have to implement the metrics, understand it, analyze it, and adapt and refine the brand strategy over time. This is some of the main pointers of branding, right? So if you can use this in your business, by 2024 you will have an edge. All right. So now we're going to the Apple case study, how they build the Apple around simplicity. Imagine let's just take a look at the design of Apple. It's just black and white. That's it. Right? There's no so much effort in editing. That's it. They just put the Apple with the bite and that's it. That's the logo. Right? So if you can think of something like that can be add to your business, then that would be a great advantage for you, right? So what happened with Apple? What they do? So what they actually did is they're making their technology so simple that everyone can be a part of the future, which they did actually. And most important, the founder, Steve Jobs, insisted they take the consumer first mentality. This is what I mentioned earlier. They go first to the problem and then they develop the product. So they transformed the leading technology advancement into a consumer accessible technology. This is to help, they fuel the perception among the mass audience around the world that Apple is an innovative leader. So sobrang ang galing ng develop ng brand niya. So I have the brand idea map here. If you can take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot now. You can change some of the details here, play along with it, and maybe apply it in your business. Because if this is a very successful, strategy for Apple, then there will be some advantage, some opportunities for us as well. Because this is, it's innovation if it's tested and it's proven and it's successful. It's experimental if it's not proven and it's not there yet. There's no result. So with this is already an innovation practice. So if you can do this in your own business, then there will be a great chance that your business will be in a better position, especially in this coming year. So let's go with the brand promise. What they did is that we think like consumers and make everything easy to use. So what they did, they make the packaging very basic, black lang, font, and then white box, that's it. And then they put the logo and the slogan, think differently, that's it. And then when it comes to brand story, what they're saying, technology should not be frustrating. You make it easy to do more, get more. That's very straightforward. That's our advertising and media. So they use the billboard, social media channels, and all of the platforms with this story. That's it. We're not going outside that. And then when it comes to innovation ideas, they're trying to surprise the technology. They want to make it easy to use for all consumers. So they develop the product. Up until today, they're trying to develop the product. You know what? If you notice, the Apple is not so advanced when it comes to their products. The iPhone is not so good when it comes to their camera. It's not so fast. It's not the best of the world. There are other brands out there that is much better when it comes to their technology. But because of their branding, because of their story, because of their promise, they made it really like that. they build that reputation, that $1 billion reputation, wherein they can command the price because of their brand, right? So when it comes the purchasing moment of the consumers, they're allowing them, when it comes to their shops, the consumers can try it, can feel the products without pressure. They can play along with it. You can go to the Apple store, see it for yourself. There's no pressure, you can use it. Diba? By the time, you will never know that you're already in love with it. And that's the happy experiences. From online, offline, they did it very strategically. So they start at the consumer experience and then work back to that technology. They capture the culture and the operation. So, if you can get something out of this, then your business can be on the next level by 2024. Okay. So, can you show me what are the samples of this brand idea? Right. So this what they did. They're obsessing about the consumer experience. Look at this. I think this is an old Mac. So what the founder said is that you have to start with the customer experience and work backward to the technology. Apple even believes opening your Apple product should be like unwrapping a gift. Sakto, it's Christmas, di ba? So they work backwards, di ba? They try to understand their customers, the problems, the needs, and then they create the technology. So what they found out, they would like to have an easy to use technology, laptop, etc., phone, whatever, iPhone, whatever, iWatch, like that, MP3. So they did that. So look at this box. Look at this laptop. It's just silver plated, and then that's the Apple. That's it. But you can see how it was very easy to use. They fully integrated the Apple Care support, the iPhone, the laptop, and then all the integration of Apple products can work together, work at the same time, and then even Apple allow that from kids to seniors can experience the computers. Even kids right now are using iPhone. They just know it already, diba? So with that being said, the power of the Apple brand turns their brand into a higher power and profits. You see how Apple uses the brand strategy to drive loyalty, revenue, and profitability each year. Up until right now, they're just taking over the marketplace. Samsung cannot go to that level. I'm not sure who's next, but Samsung is the one next maybe. I'm not sure what happened to Nokia, but there are other brands who are trying to develop as well. But look at Apple, just their business is like this beauty, right? So I know that's a lot of pointers to apply in the business, but if you can just pick up one or two, that's it. That's better. Maybe you can come up with a story. You can start with that, and then next thing you can add some visual, or maybe you can get some content, messaging like that, or maybe you can just be consistent, or start with the name, the reason behind the name, why you do what you do, why you're doing your business in the first place, and be passionate about it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Albert Dolor, for sharing such valuable insights and offering a broader perspective on brand brilliance, simply strategies for last impact. Following Mr. Albert Dolor's presentations, let's have an interactive Q&A session. This is your opportunity to engage directly with our resource speaker and ask your questions for clarifications. You may now engage with Mr. Albert Dolor and ask your questions in the comment box.
Oh yes, we have Q&A pa pala. Anyone who does have any questions or clarifications, or maybe you would like to share about your business, this is one of the best opportunity to do so before we end 2023. Let's be a part of the community where like-minded people share knowledge. Any questions po? Kanya si Mr. Mr. Rupert mentioned about this business. It's RTC Techcom.
Oh, there you go. We have our first question. Does branding need to connect on the product too?
Okay, that's a good question. Does branding need to connect on the product? Yes, definitely. Definitely. It's part of the marketing. Branding is part of the marketing. So you have to brand your product. That's the whole idea of why we have to create our own brand identity. So it could be like the case of Apple, diba? They have minimalist design, they have iconic logo, and commitment to innovation, which is part of the branding. So yes, we need to connect the brand to our products because it will build the reputation. So again, build the reputation. Any questions pa po?
All right, ayan. Our comment section is open for question and answer po. You can comment. Ayan, from Sir Rupert Concepcion, do we need to use the 7 P's in business?
7 P's. Yes, you have to. Definitely, it's a part of the principles of the business. But as a startup, of course, you have to use the resources and the principles or knowledge that you currently have, because part of the business is part of us. It's the reflection of the people behind it. So if you have the 7 P's, the SWOT, all of this analysis, basically you have a deep understanding of your business. If you have a deep understanding of your business, it's like having a map, diba? You can go wherever you want using that map and reach your goal. So 7 P's is just part of it. I'm not saying it's a very important part, but having an understanding of it will give you an edge into reaching your goals. It depends on where you're going and what your goals are. But yes, definitely it would be an advantage to understand this second of the business. Okay, I hope I answered your question. From Mr. Joe Stew, shout out to Mr. Joe Stew. He's spending the holidays in the beach. Awesome. Would like to ask if you offer end-to-end services and how would it be applicable for SMEs? Oh, great question. Yes, we are offering that. We are actually about to offer that. We will be launching this next year, early 2024. I believe January. That would be already available. But we do have this listing. So we have MSMEs on queue, and how is it applicable? It's very applicable to all ranges, micro, small, medium enterprise, even large, actually, because not everyone, not every business owners, entities can have the full force, or have the resources to apply all the strategies. If you notice, diba, yung branding na lang, so many things to consider. So imagine you will have your own Shopee Lazada account, Shopee, and then Lazada, and then you have SOMAGO, and then you have content strategy, and you have social media, and then you have there's so many things. So it would be nice that there are some program that you can take advantage and outsource these things so you can focus on more important things, like for example your finance or your sales, di ba? So, yes, it's very applicable to SMEs as well. Right? So, it's very beneficial. Thank you, Mr. Q. Any questions?
So I think there's no more questions, and Mr. Albert already answered some of your questions already. As we approach at the end of our webinar, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to each of you, our valuable attendees, as well as our resource speaker for this month, Mr. Albert Dolor, and sponsor for making this event possible. We hope you found this session both enjoyable and enlightening.